Yeah. What is up, guys? Just want to jump on here and get my trade recap for the 5th of February 2026. Yeah. Actually managed to get my funded account all fixed last night, super late. So shout out to the Alpha boys, or Alpha Future boys. For even though their ticket system was down, one of them like reached out to me to help me, to get my account up. Um, which is really good. It's nice to have that. But yeah. So today was two trades. And it was just based on what I saw, right? We did go break even. Um, we did go break even on this trade here, and this trade became a winner. And I just wanted to talk about my confluences and my high time frame bias, as well as my high time frame bias as well as my low time frame execution, and of course journaling. Right, journaling wins or your losses. Um, and yeah, so on terms of the higher time frame, I had a couple of draws marked out to the downside. So I had these draws and these draws, as well as if price wanted to come up higher to potentially even take out these highs in the short term. We could have managed to do that too if we flipped this fair value gap. I was quite bearish on the day just because we did react from a 4 hour fair value gap already. So I'm kind of looking for that continuation back down. Again, off a high time frame POI, which in this case was our 1 hour fair value gap. Um, and yeah, so I had all these highs marked out as well as these lows marked out as draws on the day where I wanted to see price actually head towards to. Um, and yeah, that kind of jumps us into the 5 minute, right? The 15 minute at the time we didn't really have anything on the 15 minute. So the only thing we really had was actually these 15 minute highs get taken out. Um, but again, when I see these highs get taken out, I want to see a market structure shift, right? So, yeah, I'll talk about the first trade. So the first trade, pre-market, we actually, one sec. Yeah, so sorry, I just had a little mind blank. Um, but yeah, as you can see, we had some displacement moves back down to the downside. So that's what pre-market did. And we also inversed a small little gap here, which price was reacting off to push price higher. So we actually broke that with some displacement. And on the way down, we did have a 5 minute um, bullish fair value gap made on the way down. So at first, I was looking to see what this fair value gap did because as soon as market opened, we kind of already flipped this fair value gap here. So I'd want to see like the first presented fair value gap and see what we do there, and which brings me on to the 1 minute time frame. So as you can see, we tapped that 5 minute inverse, and we weren't able to close below this fair value gap, right? Like um, there was no kind of like we get a nice push up from it, we get a strong reaction from it. So it's like people have been tapped in right here, and we still weren't able to close below this fair value gap here. We also had a fair value gap that was made on the move up, and we had a strong push down, and this is where I decided to go short, just because we were still holding within this 5 minute inverse. So as you guys can see here, just reset the chart. As you guys can see, we actually was still holding this 5 minute inverse within this bearish structure here. So um, we had a nice push down and we were still able to close below this gap here, so saying that like it's still holding, the POI was still holding. And I see that, we managed to inverse this bullish fair value gap that was made on the move up. So, and we broke it with some intent. And yeah, stops were above these highs as well as targeting these lows down here, which would have been a 1 to 2. Um, and yeah, I pretty much got out at break even after we tapped these lows, because I just, as soon as we tapped these lows, we pretty much reversed straight away. So pretty um, got yeah, risk this trade pretty well, which I'm happy about. Um, so yeah, this trade ended up becoming a break even, and what we ended up doing was actually taking out these highs, and then I was still on the 1 hour to see whether we hold this fair value gap or not, right? Um, so on the 15 minute, we actually took out these highs, which were here, and we also had, um, yeah, we also had like these highs as well. That was kind of equal highs, but ideally I would have loved to see this fair value gap get taken. But again, we are still within that 1 hour POI, so like like if we see that the gap is holding, it's more likely to for the trade to go in your favor. And I actually marked this on my board. I remember telling you guys that, even like time frame alignment, right? Time frame alignment with the 1 hour is the 5 minute. So I pretty much just wait for a 5 minute market structure shift, which is what we had here. We had a small fair value gap that was made on the way, small 5 minute, which was made on the way here. Um, in which I was pretty much just looking for price to actually break this low. The urge to take a trade off like price inversing this, um, like the temptation was there, uh, definitely there. But again, putting down on my whiteboard and I see market structure shift, right, and time frame alignment. It's important that we still have that we're still following the basics of time frame alignment, right? I don't want to be stuck on these smaller time frames, even if we like, we still have this bullish range that we need to be accounted for, right? And if we break it with intent, right, and we make a fair value up on the way down, we know that this 1 hour fair value gap here is likely to hold because the market is now switched bearish, and we've broken some um, structure with intent here. So again, I pretty much just waited for a market structure shift, and a fair value gap was within this range. It was very, very small, but it was within um, this candle and this candle here, as well as this candle that was made. And then I pretty much just waiting for price to go back in this area. We had a nice sweep of these internal highs, and we get there was actually I was pretty much just waiting for these two fair value gaps to be invalidated because, as you can see, we have this small one here and as well as this one and this one as well. So I pretty much just drew it as one. Um, so I pretty much just waited for these two fair value gaps to be invalidated, in which we broke it. We broke it strongly and we closed nicely to where we can get a nice fill as well. And I pretty much entered on this candle close below this fair value gap here. Break even was at these lows. I actually forgot to mark that out. Um, break even was at these lows here, and which we got a nice straight finish after that. So yeah, this trade was a 2.69 hour trade, which I'm really happy with. So yeah, just remembering time frame alignment and market structure shift. When we are within those high time frame POIs, are we in bearish structure or bullish structure, right? It's a short-term trend still bullish, right? Ideally, we don't want to fight that. We want to follow the trend, right? So you know, we had that bearish intent here, um, and we kind of had like a shift here after taking out these highs. So we made a high, we made a low, we made a high, we made a low, we made a higher high, and we actually broke that. So we actually had a market structure shift and within this area here. We just we were able to protect ourselves during this trade here. Um, where price actually took out internal lows, came out and took that out these highs, in which we had that market structure shift once again. So yeah, not too bad on the day. Yeah, just remembering those small things. And yeah, so overall today was a pretty good day. Yeah, just want to get my trade recap for you guys. And yeah, on the road to profitability, boys. This year is a big year. I'm starting my new job next week, which is really really cool. Um, a good decent hours to the point where I'm able to still kind of trade. Um, trade on like normal London times. So, but I will have a look into Asia session as well because I think New York's a bit too. A lot of news happens within New York period, so ideally I'm kind of want to stay away from that. But yeah, I have been looking into Asia session. As you can see, like Asia session, we just flow really nicely. We respect, bullish and bearish order flow. So if we are bearish, we respect it. If we are bullish, we respect it also. So um, yeah, I mean it's super interesting to kind of see that. So yeah, overall today was a good day. Um, yeah, and came out with a win and one break even, which is not bad on the day. Our draws are actually starting to get hit right now, which is really really nice. So yeah, I just wanted to wish you guys a great night, as well as God bless you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.